Hi everyone, I hope you're having a good day today wherever you are in the world. I wanted to put together an informative video for you to discuss the electric vehicle stock ideas that I had, also the trend for the electric vehicle market, and why it's so hot right now within the past few weeks. So with that said, let's get started. So the electric vehicle market, I'm going to share some information with you on California's plan here, which is it's realistic. Basically, by 2045, they want to have all vehicles, um, or every new truck, I should say, to be zero emissions. So that's going to really help with the economy, creating jobs here in the United States, and also with the climate, and then the investors that are invested in electric vehicle companies, such as popular ones like Tesla, um, Neo. That one's new out of China. Obviously, that won't help well, actually, it will help the labor force in the U.S. because Neo is global and they have locations in Silicon Valley, at least one that I've heard of. And you also have Xpeng. They're not American; they're Chinese. I'm not sure about manufacturing for them. You have Workhorse. They're out of Ohio. They're going to do last mile vehicles. You just have so many of these zero emission uh, electric vehicles right now that are being supported, and then you can see here uh, in the Biden plan that he's going to sign uh, executive orders to achieve 100% clean energy economy and reach net zero emissions no later than 2050. So hopefully consumers such as, you know, regular people like us will have more incentives, tax incentives, to go out there and buy an electric vehicle and then get a tax break because of that purchase, or a tax credit, whatever the case might be. So, you know, here we can look at Solo, for example. You can see the drastic move up in November. You can look at Neo. You know, that's another one. I've done some videos on some of these companies. If you're interested, all you have to do is look at my channel, and then they should be there. But you can see this continued group, and then move up, and then XPV, Xpeng. This one is really started to run in November, and you can see here if you go to Finviz, I like to use Finviz, use XPEV. You can see the move for the month is 158%. So that's just incredible. That just, when I'm showing you the price charts and the month of November, that just shows the force of this green energy movement and how it's fueling these stocks. Um, so that's just incredible. And then the other thing I wanted to show you, and hopefully today's November 22nd, 2020, but hopefully by tomorrow, if you take a look here. So here's the SPY, the S&P 500. So hopefully by tomorrow, the S&P 500 will be able to break past this resistance here of the 355 to 365 area. If you see back in September, it got rejected right around there. And then again, October, it tried, it was in the 350-ish range and it got rejected. And then again, November, we're right now challenging that range. So if we can break past this 355 to 365 range, then we are set to reach all highs, and then that will therefore catapult the market as a whole. And then because of that, the electric vehicle market is likely to follow the trend. Now, the market is just like the ocean, right? It just pushes everything up, and that's what I'm trying to communicate. So if the market is like the ocean, it'll just push the prices up of all of these stocks. So hopefully we can achieve that by tomorrow, if not this week. Otherwise, we're just gonna have a good amount of headwind around this 355 to 365 range. And then if we look at the NASDAQ, the Qs, we can see a similar story, right? So rejection right here around the 300, low 300 range. Rejection right here, 295, rejection 295. So this is definitely not holding the electric vehicle market down by any means. So if we use the month of November, it's not being held down by any means, but it could just therefore better enhance if we break these resistance levels in the market. So that's great. So if you're looking for any ideas on electric vehicle stocks, I would recommend NEO for sure. Let's take a look at that chart. Like I said, I've done videos on these, but I'm just trying to summarize as a whole the electric vehicle market and what's making it so bullish. So NEO as a whole, look at this chart. I don't think you can go wrong with NEO. They have a Chinese government backing, so they're getting funding from the Chinese government, and they're really upping their production numbers. And they've got a Formula One looking car. They've got a sedan, and I think that they're coming out with other vehicles to compete with the Tesla Model 3, if I'm not mistaken. So if you would have, oh my goodness, if you would have held this stock for a year, it would have gone up almost 2387, almost 2400%, 2400% up as a percentage. If you had held it even for a month, you'd be looking at 79%, almost 80%. So I know there's quite a few articles on investment firms also buying up NEO. There was a short seller article that I'm sure a few of you are aware of, Citron, but it just didn't take. It bumped, it bumped it down a little bit, but it just really didn't make that big of a dent to knock this stock down. And similar for Xpeng, that's another good one. I'm not a financial advisor, so you have to consult one for financial advice. This is just for educational and entertainment purposes. But for the month, for Xpeng, you'd be up 158%. For the week, 28%. So they've only got two models, but there are rumors out there that they're coming out with another model. I never hang your head on the rumor, but just some information that potentially they're coming up with another model. And there's a couple of other ones. I have not covered them, so I won't. I will just briefly mention it. Li Auto. I have to yet do some research and due diligence on them. I mentioned Workhorse, they're a last mile delivery van, so they have drone technologies. We can take a look at the price performance. It woke up here in November. It was downtrending. And again, market does well. Um, you know, likely we're going to challenge this resistance, and with any news catalyst that is positive, especially upping production or winning contracts, luckily we blow past the $30 mark, given its past record here, to double and triple, depending on the on the news. So that's another good one. If you're looking for a real niche idea, there's Solo Electrameccanica. I did a review on the product and the price action, but here we can just cover the price action. And what they do is they manufacture single passenger electric vehicles. So those would be good for college students, or somebody that's just buying a vehicle for the first time. The point to entry MSRP is around 18, so if they have a sale, you can get the vehicle under 18,000. I've done a full review of that, but you can see performance for the year 471%. Yeah, these are no joke. And then also, if you're looking for infrastructure ideas on charging stations that will basically be a nice complement to your electric vehicle portfolio, you can look at Blink charging stations. So they will universally provide charging stations for electric vehicles, so it doesn't necessarily matter the model. They'll have an adapter that will fit, and the person will be able to charge their vehicle at one of their charging stations. And they're very aggressive right now, putting charging stations in college campuses, also fast food venues, and they're almost daily they're putting up charging stations. So if you go on their website, I've done a video on them as well, covering the charging stations, and really this stock has exploded. I was following it right here around the $9-10 range. I thought, it was overbought, but I took my profits. But look at this, 22.67. So these investments should be looked at, well, at least for me, as a long-term investment. So I've made cut out a certain percentage of my funds that I'm looking for long-term green energy electric vehicles. Um, there's an IPO coming out this week. I don't know if some of you have been able to buy the shares or are planning on buying it, but it's called VMAR. It's VMAR. It's pretty exciting. VMAR boats. It's something marine boats. It's coming out. Vision Marine Technologies. So if you go here, you can see this is pretty cool. I thought that was pretty cool. At first, I didn't think that it was much, but I think that there's going to be a definite market for this these boats. They're pretty impressive. I think they say they go max speed. Well, this one is designed to go slower, but there are some that go 30 miles per hour, and this one goes 32 miles per hour. Can carry 10 passengers. So this is to IPO this week. So I'll be looking at that one to get some ideas. These are just a few. There are many, many more electric vehicle plays. I know the traditional manufacturers are working on it. I think a Hummer electric vehicle, Hummer, is coming out, so that will be exciting. And there's plenty of room in this market for competitors, so the market share is big enough for all of these players to, have a hand in it. And it's global as well. So Europe is, there's some electric vehicle activity there, some manufacturing over there. a good amount in China, and then of course Tesla leading the way in the United States. But it's really cool to see this boat concept, and yeah, so that's what I wanted to share with you for today. I will be posting regularly more videos covering the price action of this industry as time allows. So if you've liked this video, please hit the like button. It motivates me to create content and to connect with everyone that watches the videos. And thank you for watching once again, and take care.